Now about to let my little bro the money up.
I know that.
I love it. And
I know that.
Keep little spread. Cause they gonna give him like 200, 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole plan.
NBAYoungBoy just yanked the veil all the way back on Birdman. So what's really hiding underneath? Listen to this. It's not a good look at all. Behind that so-called father figure image, something quiet and calculated was happening. Money started moving funny, and loyalty was being tested behind closed doors. This wasn't loud, it wasn't chaotic, it was calculated. And it turned into one of the iciest fallouts hip-hop has seen in a long time. What actually caused their bond to collapse is way darker than most fans ever realized. And once you line up the pieces, the truth lands a lot heavier. This isn't just rap beef or bruised egos. This is about power, control, and a young artist waking up to the fact that everyone was eating while he was being boxed in. The internet has been in meltdown mode ever since YoungBoy dropped Tears of War, a track where he strongly suggests Birdman was playing him behind the scenes. Fans immediately started debating, picking sides, and labeling everybody involved. But hold up, the real story runs much deeper than tweets and comment sections. June 9th, 2024 marked the moment everything changed. YoungBoy was on house arrest in Utah under intense federal pressure when he released a 6-minute confession that shook the culture. No rollout, no flashy promo, just raw emotion and words you can't walk back. So before you jump to conclusions, pause, because once you hear how this really went down, the whole situation gets a lot more unsettling.
Now about to let my little bro the money up.
I know that.
I love it. And
I know that.
Keep little spread. Cause they gonna give him like 200, 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole plan.
This wasn't some standard rap beef with diss tracks and messy back and forth timelines, not even remotely close. This situation stretches far beyond social media chatter. We're talking about a young artist who placed absolute trust in someone he considered family, only to slowly realize the entire relationship may have been engineered from day one. And listen, this is where it gets uncomfortable, so really sit with this. Birdman has been accused of running this exact same play before, and people don't have to look hard to see it. His most infamous fallout was with Lil Wayne, a story that always resurfaces whenever conversations turn to power, contracts, and control. Now, let's rewind to around 2018. NBAYoungBoy was on an unstoppable run, owning streaming platforms and dominating the culture. But at the exact same time, legal trouble was constantly closing in. Atlantic Records didn't know how to move. They had a superstar, but the court cases made everything unstable. That's when Birdman entered the picture, looking like the solution. In this industry, when a legend with $1 billion legacy shows interest, it feels like fate. Cash Money built icons, transformed lives, and defined eras. So on paper, the situation looked flawless. But this wasn't just about business. Birdman wasn't pushing paperwork. He was selling loyalty, family, and protection. He painted a vision of turning raw talent into greatness, pointing to Wayne, Drake, and Nicki as proof that trusting him was the winning move. You're going to be the biggest thing in hip-hop. That wasn't just hype. Coming from someone with real influence behind his name sounded like destiny. For a young artist out of Baton Rouge, someone who'd already lived through more trauma than most people twice his age, those words hit hard. Loss after loss, violent situations, trying to navigate the industry with no real guidance. YoungBoy was moving off instinct, not security. So when Birdman stepped in, playing the father figure, offering guidance, shelter, and direction, YoungBoy fully committed. Every word felt sincere. Every promise felt locked in. Their first collaboration, We Poppin', showed real chemistry. Nothing forced, nothing stiff, just a natural connection. When they announced the joint project coming out of the Bayou in 2018, it felt like Louisiana history being written in real time. The OG is passing the torch the way it's supposed to go. Birdman was loud about it too, defending YoungBoy publicly, calling him the future of rap, promising to help him navigate the industry's darkest corners. On the surface, it looked like genuine love and guidance. But listen, this is where things stopped lining up. Behind the public family narrative, the math still wasn't mathing. The actions didn't align with the words, and the energy felt wrong. And here's the crazy part. Lil Wayne had already warned him. On multiple flows, Wayne said, "I had told YoungBoy to watch out for old heads." That wasn't a throwaway bar. That was experience talking, trying to stop history from repeating itself. You're going to be the biggest thing in hip-hop. Again, that wasn't just gas. That sounded like destiny coming from someone with real influence behind his name. For a young artist from Baton Rouge who'd already endured more pain than most people ever will, those words cut deep. Loss after loss, violence, trying to survive the industry with no real protection. YoungBoy was operating off instinct, not security. So when Birdman stepped in, playing the father figure, offering guidance, shelter, and direction, YoungBoy fully bought in. Every word felt authentic. Every promise felt unbreakable. Their first collaboration, We Poppin', showed real chemistry. Nothing forced, nothing stiff, just a natural connection. When they announced the joint project coming out of the Bayou in 2018, it felt like Louisiana history being written in real time. The OG is passing the torch the way it's supposed to go. Birdman was loud about it too, defending YoungBoy publicly, calling him the future of rap, promising to help him navigate the industry's darkest corners. On the surface, it looked like genuine love and guidance. But listen, this is where things stopped lining up. Behind the public family narrative, the math still wasn't mathing. The actions didn't align with the words, and the energy felt wrong. And here's the crazy part. Lil Wayne had already warned him. On multiple flows, Wayne said, "I had told YoungBoy to watch out for old heads." That wasn't a throwaway bar. That was experience talking, trying to stop history from repeating itself. And if that warning went over your head, here's why it mattered. Lil Wayne and Birdman's relationship followed the exact blueprint. It started with love, mentorship, and talk of building something legendary. Lil Wayne didn't just respect Birdman, he called him family, matching tattoos, public loyalty, even bringing kids into the mix like real relatives. From the outside, it looked untouchable, but the moment it was time for Wayne to get what he was owed, everything flipped. Lil Wayne ended up suing Birdman and Cash Money Records for $51 million in unpaid royalties. That lawsuit exposed delayed albums, missing payments, and broken promises. The same man Wayne trusted like a father was allegedly moving funny behind the scenes the entire time. And that's why this situation matters beyond one artist. This points to a pattern, not a misunderstanding. Emotional bonds were used to maintain control while the business stayed one-sided and unclear. Birdman's playbook has been whispered about for years. Find a hungry young artist, step in when they're vulnerable, offer family, guidance, and protection, lock them in emotionally, then keep the power while the money gets cloudy. People ignored it because the success stories were loud, but once you line everything up, the pattern becomes impossible to unsee. Yes, Birdman helped create superstars, no one's denying that. But the real question is the cost and who actually walked away winning. When From the Bayou finally dropped in December 2021 after endless delays, a lot of fans felt something was off immediately. It didn't sound like a true duo project. It felt like a straight YoungBoy album with Birdman's name attached. Birdman barely appeared musically, but his name stayed on the credits, and that meant he was getting paid off YoungBoy's grind. This is where things turn ice cold. Industry insiders claim Birdman essentially got YoungBoy from Atlantic Records for free. Mike Kaiser, an executive there, allegedly handed him over once the legal pressure became too much. YoungBoy was facing serious federal heat, and Atlantic decided he wasn't worth the risk anymore. They cut their losses. Birdman spotted the opportunity and didn't hesitate. In a chat with DJ Academics, Birdman even flexed that he would have dropped anywhere from $10 to $20 million to sign YoungBoy. But Atlantic didn't charge him a dime. They were done dealing with the headache. Birdman brushed it off, saying, "That's business talk, not family talk." Hold up and really think about that. Because while Birdman was calling YoungBoy his son, he was also bragging about scooping him up for free like a clearance deal. That's not family language, that's asset talk. By the time 2022 and 2023 came around, YoungBoy started noticing things weren't adding up. Those early promises stopped hitting the same. That so-called father figure energy slowly shifted into something way more uneasy. What once felt like safety began to feel like a weight on his shoulders, and that unconditional love he believed in suddenly had boundaries. If you really understand the culture, this type of letdown hits harder than any street conflict. This wasn't about dollars, fame, or territory. This was about trust getting flipped and family being used as a mask. YoungBoy gave his heart to someone he truly thought had his back, only to realize he was being positioned like a pawn in someone else's long-term strategy. By April 2024, YoungBoy had reached his limit. Federal agents stormed his Utah home. The pressure was heavy and the charges were no joke. And when everything started falling apart, the one person who was supposed to ride with him was suddenly missing in action. That's when he recorded Tears of War, the final track before his arrest. And this song wasn't typical rap bravado at all. What really shook listeners was how open and unguarded he sounded. No tough talk, no threats, just pure hurt and disappointment pouring out. When YoungBoy said Stunna never truly loved him and admitted he should have listened to Carter, Lil Wayne, that bar hit hard. You could literally hear the hurt in his delivery. That wasn't music for entertainment. That was clarity setting in. That moment marked YoungBoy finally accepting he'd been played by someone who's mastered this industry for decades. He said it with his chest. Wayne warned him and he ignored it. He got distracted by promises, money conversations, and future visions, missing the message the OG was trying to pass down. And in the hood, admitting you were wrong isn't easy. That takes real strength in a culture where emotion is often mistaken for weakness. YoungBoy swallowed his pride and let everything spill out. He admitted he got played, and that kind of honesty only comes from real pain. That song tore the mask clean off. It revealed how deals were allegedly teased, hyped up, and talked about, but never fully followed through on. Hope became leverage. It also hinted at boundaries being allegedly crossed. Birdman was said to have embedded himself deep into YoungBoy's personal life, past business, and past mentorship, straight into control. That pressure wasn't accidental. It was intentional. Keep him close, keep him reliant, keep the leverage. And if that sounds familiar, it should. It mirrors exactly what Wayne went through years earlier. Different time, same tactics, same result. Now look at Birdman's reaction, or lack thereof. No diss records, no loud interviews, no fiery responses, just silence. And that silence spoke louder than any verse ever could. Either the claim struck too close or responding would have cracked everything wide open. But this story isn't just about YoungBoy and Birdman. It's bigger than two individuals. This is about how the industry grinds up young talent every single day. Gifted kids from tough backgrounds come in hungry, emotional, and searching for guidance. Veterans know exactly what buttons to push and when to push them. Promise money, promise safety, promise family, secure their trust. Then once that trust is locked in, shift control while the money tilts your way. That pattern isn't rare, it's routine. And most artists don't realize it until it's already done damage. The music business has always preyed on those who don't fully understand the rules. That's the uncomfortable truth. The difference now is that the internet flipped the script. With platforms like YouTube and social media, artists can speak straight to the fans and expose what's hidden. YoungBoy calling Birdman out publicly wasn't just personal, it was a warning. It showed other artists that silence only protects the people in power. It also stressed the importance of keeping solid people around you, people who can recognize manipulation even when you're too close to see it. And now a bigger question starts forming. How many other artists lived this same story and never said a word? We know Wayne's story, we know YoungBoy's, but how many careers were stalled, redirected, or quietly drained before they ever peaked? This goes far beyond one bad deal. This is about control, loyalty, fallout and the heavy cost artists pay when they trust the wrong hands. It's about an industry that hides exploitation behind words like family and mentorship, while the numbers tell another story. But just when everyone thought this chapter was finished, things took an unexpected turn. By August 2025, reports claimed YoungBoy and Birdman had made peace. They officially squashed the beef, and Birdman even showed up on YoungBoy's Make America Slime Again tour. To some, that looked like growth coming full circle, healing, progress. But to others, it felt unsettling, like watching someone step back into the same fire that burned them before. And that reunion raises serious questions. Did Birdman truly change, or did he just say the right things at the right time? Was this a real second chance built on honesty, or was history quietly resetting itself? Only time will answer that, but one thing is already set in stone. Tears of War exposed a pattern bigger than any single relationship. It peeled back the curtain on how the industry really operates and how young artists can be manipulated by the people they trust most. No matter how this reunion ends, that truth is already public and it's not going anywhere. So now the real question is, what comes next? Will other artists finally tell their stories? Will the industry ever hold powerful figures accountable for how they treat young talent? Or will this just fade into another lesson ignored until the cycle repeats? Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe this reconciliation was real, or do you think YoungBoy is risking more pain? Sound off in the comments. Let's talk about it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, and stay locked in because we're gonna keep breaking down the real stories behind the headlines.